Hey, what's up, guys? For those of you who don't know, I've been playing World of Warcraft quite a bit, and we're about to hit the pre-patch right now. And they've been releasing these videos called the Afterlife videos, and each video represents or focuses on a particular new faction in the WoW lore that we're going to be dealing with in the new expansion for World of Warcraft, Shadowlands. And this is the fourth one. So I decided I was going to try this, and let me know if you guys think this is cool or what. But I was going to try and do a reaction. So Revendreth, let's just talk a little bit about what I know about it. From my understanding, it's where, like, after you die, if you're a really bad person, it's like purgatory kind of, but worse. It's like where the really bad people go, you know? So if you're in Revendreth, you're probably some type of scoundrel or a warlord or a criminal or a murderer or whatever. You know, you're like a bad guy. And I also am hoping that there's connections with the Legion, which is another prominent group in World of Warcraft. So we'll watch it right now. It's 3 minutes and 56 seconds, and then we will talk about it. So let's do it. Shit. Bro. Whoa, dude. What the frick? This is way heavier than I expected.
To the good people of Revendreth, it is with optimism that I address you today. Though these are challenging times. Firstly, I assure you that our holy mission to help the most violent and wicked souls atone for their sins is and always will be our utmost priority.
Okay, so it's rehabilitation.
Our rituals are effective. Our judgment keen, but fair. We, Venthyr, remain committed to bringing eventual redemption to all who desire it. It is through your faithful work that even the most evil and prideful beings may ultimately be spared an eternity in the maw.
Wow.
Unfortunately,
Lore
of
bombs.
late, the flow of such hubris-ridden souls has virtually ceased. And as a result, anima, our most precious resource, is in dwindling supply. Even we, the faithful who extract the anima, have not been spared the effects of this mysterious drought. Yes, we still have our old reliables. Our
It's like
workhorses.
Garrosh.
Yet I fear they will not be enough. We are doing everything in our power to gather more anima. But, simply put, we must all, rich and poor alike, make sacrifices for the greater good. Therefore, I have decided to implement a strategy of conservation and rationing, which should keep the anima flowing to those most in need.
He doesn't want to give up
In
his
this
anima.
manner, we will keep our people strong and our land healthy, despite the efforts of those who would use this crisis to further their own ends and rebel against the rightful structures of our society. Rest assured, we shall bring these miscreants to justice. With fairness and mercy, of course. I am, after all, nothing if not compassionate. My loyal subjects, we are doing all that can be done to stimulate anima production and fulfill Revendreth's honorable purpose. Remain devout and resolute, And know that I will lead us all into a brighter future.
Oh. Okay, dude, there's a lot going on in there, and I just want to talk about it real quick. And again, this is just like my reaction. I haven't really like written anything down or structured it. But okay, so there's a lot of bombs in there. First off, let's talk about, I'm pretty sure that was Garrosh who was getting tortured in the beginning. So that's a pretty big bomb. That's the first time we've seen Garrosh since WoD. And the fact that he's being tortured, it kind of makes sense because people argue about whether like Garrosh was like an evil guy or if he just was doing what he thought was right. But either way, he's always been somebody who's very resolute in his beliefs, and he never really compromised in what he believed in. So I could see in Revendreth, if they were torturing him and telling him like to confess his sins or some kind of crap like that, I don't know what they do, but he would be the last person who would be like, no, I was, even if he was assigned to Revendreth, he would still say, I'm not wrong, That's Garrosh. Secondly, I think it's very important to point out in the lore that there's a drought of anima, and that they have not been receiving as many. They have not been receiving as many bad people. Bad people have not been coming into Revendreth like they used to be. And I think the reason for this is because Sylvanas has found some type of way to make it so people skip the going to Revendreth and they go directly to the Maw. So the way it works is you have the Kyrian area, which I forget the name of, and then you have Ardenweld, which is like for the forest good people, and then you have Maldraxxus, which is like the undead area. And then you have Revendreth, right? And then after, of all those factions, basically, I can't remember. I have to look it up. Kyrian, like, who are those guys?
I assure you that
If I just go to the World of Warcraft, it's the name of the freaking video, right? Bastion. Okay, so there's Bastion. You can see right here, Bastion, Maldraxxus, Ardenweald, and Revendreth. And basically, the way it works is if you're really good and you lived a really great life, you go to Bastion. If you were like a druid and you were pretty good, then you can go to Ardenweald. And then if you were like pretty bad but not like the worst, you tend to go to Maldraxxus. And then for the really wicked people, the worst of the worst, you go to Revendreth. And then if you're in Revendreth and you cannot be redeemed, then you'll be sent to the Maw. And I'm not sure if it works totally like this, but maybe you'll start in Bastion. If you can't go to Bastion, then you'll go down, and then you'll work your way down the tier, and you'll end up in the Maw, ultimately, if you're like a really bad soul. So the most interesting thing that happened in Bastion is Uther was actually able, with the help of the Paragon, to bypass that system. And where Arthas most likely would have gone to Revendreth, in my opinion, he actually went directly to the Maw. And this is something that happened on the timeline right after the death of Arthas. Okay, so Arthas arrived at the Maw, and then soon after that, Sylvanas attempted to commit suicide, or she did commit suicide, and she died. And she also, most likely at that point, went to the Maw. So when she was in the Maw, Arthas was in the Maw. And then she probably somehow interacted with the jailer, and he influenced her and made her so that she had a new plan, right? She decided, I'm going to go do this thing. I'm going to go, I have a new thing that I want to do. So she came back to life. And we still don't really know what the heck she's doing, but we do know that she has caused a lot of people to die. And throughout all these videos, consistently, things are happening in the Afterlife faction areas that are unprecedented. And most people believe that what Sylvanas did is she found a way to make it so that she could feed souls directly into the Maw, and they would skip the judgment of the Archon from Bastion, and they would go directly to the Maw. So that's really interesting, and you're seeing it too in Revendreth, where people are going directly to the Maw. Garrosh is an interesting case, and it makes sense that he would actually be in Revendreth because, he died in Draenor, so there's like some weird things that you could argue are going on. But anyway, it all enhances this story that in the afterlife, in the Shadowlands, something is basically going wrong. And Sylvanas is at the center of it, along with the jailer. And then I think Arthas is also going to be somebody who's very significant. Every one of these videos had a very significant person in them. Bastion had Uther and Arthas, of course. Maldraxxus had Draka, but it also showed Legion Demons, Felguards, which was insane. And then Ursoc was featured in Ardenweald, which is crazy because he's kind of a side character, but still. And for Afterlives, we got to see Garrosh. So, looking forward to actually playing the game now. I thought that was a great cinema. It was interesting because every one of these are like a totally different format, and yet they all still feel very consistent in brand. But anyway, I'm going to go post this. I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. Let me know what you think's going to happen in the comments, and let me know if you liked the video. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.